The newly appointed mayor of Skellytown, Billy Skelly, the son of former mayor George Skelly, has been in contact with neighboring cities such as Westvale, asking them to help him develop a brand new sprawl through the countryside, right here. With the help of the fellow mayor Nancy Feldbottom, Billy now has the rights to expand out Skellytown up the valley towards Westvale. With the land rights out of the way now, Billy now needs to find funding for this massive new residential expansion. That's where Tom Fiddlesticks comes into play. Tom has donated his time and resources to fund this massive valley project. All he asks in return is to have the town named Fiddlesticks, and also that there will be a massive mansion up on this hillside for him to live in and overlook his beautiful new town. Billy finds this request reasonable and accepts the offer. Now with the land and funding out of the way, we can start developing the land for the new town. The town will house more than 5,000 new residents and bring in a flood of new businesses and workers to the region. If you guys are excited for this expansion, smash that like button and hit that subscribe button to stay up to date for future builds. Or just leave a comment, or just an emoji, just to let me know what you think we should be doing in the future episodes. So let's get started. The first process that we need to get in place is yet again another road infrastructure layout here. We need to connect up the road here as well as one more a bit down here. We do have this kind of T junction right here. So we are going to probably redesign this entire interchange to flow this road back up here and connect up here so that we can have a couple multiple sources of a way to get into the city. So I guess to first start out, we're going to grab our 2-lane highway down here. And we're just gonna connect it up here. We're gonna turn our topography on so we don't go too crazy. And yeah, we're just gonna take our time here, have a little bit of fun with this, and yeah, get this down here somehow. Probably somewhere around this region, I would say, is where the interchange is gonna end up being. And then it probably will just continue on through. I think this will probably be one of these. We'll probably have 2 intersections here for our main downtown, which is gonna be down in this region. But I think as well, we probably want to connect up this road to the port just so that we have another option instead of all of that way. But yeah, let's not get too ahead of ourselves here. I do like to do that. I plan a little too far ahead. But yeah, we're going to start with a bit of our road here. Now, this isn't too steep. That looks like a pretty reasonable amount of slope there, 2.5%-ish about. Let's see what this turns out to be. That's 4%. That's not bad. So let's we'll go about there. And yeah, we'll have to probably buy these tiles here. Just for now, it's fine. Again, we got the money for it. We have 40 million right now. We're making almost 8 million a month. Yeah, so let's go ahead and probably need to maybe do a 4-lane highway here just to get it expanded a little bit. Yeah, we're going to bring it up here. We're going to make sure that it's on the ground about there, and then we will elevate it. Nice straight section of road over the highway, and then bring it on back down, making it not too sloped. That's not bad, but not great. You know what we're going to do here, guys? I'm going to build this in a time lapse, so I'll be right back. All right, there we go. It took a little longer than I thought, but we got it in place. That looks like that's elevated, so we need to fix that. This would be this guy, that guy. Let's make sure we snap. Yep, don't want that elevated, so fix that part. That looks about the only issue, but yeah, we got a nicely sloped, nice little bridge over the top here. Probably need to flatten this, I guess. Flatten that middle section there. Yeah, that looks pretty good. I'm pretty happy with that, how that turned out. Yeah, it's kind of it's not very easy to get that kind of like key wall in there per se, which is a bit of annoyance, but it'll work. It'll work for now. So that's a pretty good interchange. There's a ton of people already using it. That's not that's about what I expected to see. There's a bunch of people already kind of using that as a shortcut, I guess. I don't know why people would come up here and turn right. That seems a little weird, but sure. Yeah, so the town is going to be pretty much, it's going to be kind of in this middle section, I'm thinking, right about here. Probably up the road a little bit. I think this will be kind of like the main entrance, and it might just sit kind of, honestly, right here in this whole valley. That's kind of what I'm thinking. We won't go too close to this, but yeah, actually, if we get our districts out, we could probably just kind of plan out where it's going to go about. We can always switch this a little bit, but tuck it in about there and bring it across that road, and yeah, somewhere around there. So this is going to be called Fiddlesticks. All right, so the next road that we need to get connected is over here. Let's turn our topography back on. We should be able to, now it is a pretty steep hill here, but I think we're just going to probably manage to kind of curve it up here a little bit, and maybe have to cut it back across, maybe do a couple wind back passes. Nothing too crazy. If anything's crazy, this train line is actually crazy. Yeah, well, this one's not even, yeah, that's not even, that's terrible. Okay, well, yeah, it took a bit of messing around with, but I got it look a little better. Yeah, so it doesn't look as bad. So let's continue on with the road. So let's just kind of tee it in right here for now. We'll figure out what the interchange is going to do in a minute. Let's just do our free form, I think, would probably be the best. And then let's make sure we stay with a straight slope. So I'm thinking like maybe 5% should be okay. And then, yeah, I'm hoping 5% grade is okay. If not, gosh. If not, we're going to have a bit of a problem. Maybe make it 5% there. It's only 3%. We'll do a little switchback, maybe another 5.5%-ish. That's apparently crazy amounts. Weirdly enough, okay. Again, I don't know how that's that, but okay, whatever. That's fine. I think that works out well enough. Yeah, it doesn't look too bad. I think we can live with that. And then let's go through and just make sure everything's kind of leveled out a little bit. Okay, I think that actually turned out pretty good. We respect the topography very well there. We don't have anything that's too steep. And yeah, this gets us another connection down here to this highway, which is going to be a fun one. I'm actually quite going to enjoy this little intersection here. I think this will be kind of fun to put together. All right, I think step one is going to be swapping these power lines for underground power lines. Maybe we'll go about there and make sure that that is connected. Hopefully, it's kind of interesting why it comes up out of the ground, but let's go with that. And then we should be able to delete those two. Perfect. Is that connected? That does not look connected. What in the world? Okay. I think maybe we lost power there for a second, but that's all right. Okay. All right. So we got this little bit of elevated ground here, which is a bit interesting. I don't know if we really want that, but I think we might want to actually take it back probably to the bottom here, to be honest, and just have this kind of be an elevated part. And then, you know, maybe we could probably smooth it out just a little bit. Should work. That way now we got a little bit more room to play with here. And yeah, thinking we're going to probably do this on a time lapse as well. So, because we got this road to somehow connect in, we got this road to connect in. Yeah, so it's going to be probably a messy one. So let's see what we can do. Alrighty, guys. Was this a bit of a challenge? But I actually enjoyed this challenge, to be honest. This was a fun little kind of fancy four-way intersection, I guess. But yeah, it's very custom. But yeah, it's actually kind of cool. We probably need to actually do a little bit of lane connector on here. We definitely don't want, let's see, does it here? Yeah, it looks like it should be okay. I want, obviously, no, I don't want that. I don't understand. I definitely removed that. How are they still doing that? I don't know. How? Guys, come on now. Yeah, that's what I was trying to avoid. They're all just doing that. What the heck? Well, how am I supposed to fix that? They just cut across. Obviously, what you're supposed to do is come down the right side and have to do that loop. So I think maybe what we have to do is it needs to be on that lane potentially. All right, hold on. I think we gotta try this again. Okay, well, that was a real annoyance, but I got it working in the end. It doesn't look terrible, but it doesn't look hopefully it shouldn't break now. So yeah, essentially what I had to do. Oh, we'll try that. We'll see if that makes it break. So this is technically two separate roads. Oh, hey, it finally worked. Okay. You know what? I'm gonna undo that movement because that broke the road. We're gonna put it back to where it was. Oh, perfect. All right. Oh yeah, I needed to fix this too. Oops. Let's just delete that and try that again. Curve it on in. All right. Beautiful. Maybe this will actually work now. And I do wish this was a little bit of a smoother angle in here, but we could try it. Let's just maybe move these a smidge, make it look a little bit of a nicer turn. Hey, look at that. We actually got it working now. Beautiful. All right. Well, I guess before I figured out that terrible flaw, yeah, I was going through kind of all the movements that we got going on here. So obviously, if you're coming from this way, this way coming out looks good. This way, I had to kind of add in at the last minute here. So yeah, you have to get off to the left, which is a different one. And then, yeah, you come in here and you can either go left or straight over the bridge and go that direction. So it actually works out very nicely. So this is kind of our second connection into where the town is going to be. So essentially the town is, between these two, I would say, more or less. So we might even, I think Mr. Fiddlesticks probably wants this all the way over here. So let's go ahead and just kind of give him a little bit more space here. Now, as for where his beautiful residence is going to lie, we need somewhere that's not necessarily too crazy to get to, but still has a nice view over top of overlooking his city, I guess. My initial thought was possibly over here, but that's a little bit difficult to get to, I might add. So my second thought was right here. We could potentially throw, I mean, that's not a bad view, I wouldn't say. You can look both directions pretty easily. So I'm thinking that his mansion is going to sit right about up there somewhere. So let's go ahead and come into here. And Mr. Fiddlesticks is actually a film actor, which is great because we do have a film actor mansion. So let's go ahead and place this sucker up here. So it looks like the road is on that side, which is fine. And so we might end up going about, I'd say there's pretty good. Now it's a little precarious, I'll give him that, but he's a guy that lives on the edge. So let's just kind of give him a little bit more space, just so it's not like absolutely on the edge of the cliff, but smooth that out just a little bit. And now essentially we just need to get a road up here. All right. Now essentially we need a bit of a small, kind of like a country road. I think I built this road. Yeah, I built this road a while back. It's a little bit of a smaller one, but it should work out pretty well. All right, so this is the entrance to Tom Fiddlesticks Mansion. Perfect. It's not great. I'll give it that. It's pretty sucky. Let's just try that again. There. That's acceptable. Yeah, so that's pretty good. I'm happy with that. So that is step one to what we needed to get done with a Mr. Mansion up here. Now, as for water and sewer, looks like we do have electricity coming down the road, which is good. Sorry, this is the train line actually. But we could, yeah, we're gonna definitely need some form of power line down here. We do have the power right here, and actually what we probably will do is, since we are planning on having this be kind of our start of the new residential area, let's go ahead and get this kind of started. So yeah, we just want to keep everything the same, please. Keep it all exactly how it is. Okay, that's pretty good. And then yeah, we'll leave that bit. Maybe we'll do maybe a few more of those type of roads there. That looks good to me. Okay, I think we're looking good. The only problem is getting power. So we might even need another substation down here, is my guess. We currently have a single, I think we have a single substation in this entire thing. Oh no, we got two. Okay. So we have two. We probably need to get another one over here, is my guess. I'm not entirely sure how we're going to go about doing this, but yeah, I think it just requires us to put in a road. So let's go ahead and just kind of like, we'll just tee off a road there, and we'll build. I actually prefer the nice big ones. I think they're cooler than that way, but all right, let's go ahead and just connect that sucker up into there. And then we need a power line to come kind of along this road. So that should take care of electricity, right, sir? Are you happy with electricity? Good, good. All right, now the last thing to do would just be our water. Now we have the water. Yeah, we're going to need, obviously, the water down this way as well. And honestly, I don't know if that's connected or not. So, yeah, there we go. We're going to bring this down to the road where it normally belongs. And then we're actually going to connect out this road as well down to the main bit of Skellytown. Hopefully that's connected. Perfect. All right. So we can actually start building the city of Fiddlesticks. I think our main downtown core is going to be about here. And this is where actually we're going to put our train station that we do need to put in. Now we're actually going to use one of the new custom ones from the new DLC, as Mr. Fiddlesticks does love his trains. So in the case, we're actually going to throw this sucker in, the sunken one, which should actually work pretty well because over on this side, it should be pretty much the same height. So we will let this train go on by, and then we will refresh exactly how this is going to end up going. And we'll go there. We'll go there. Yeah. Just get it a little bit further away from the road. Perfect. Okay. So now the next part of the problem will be connecting up this guy in a somewhat of a easy slope fashion. So this would be interesting how sloped this becomes. Yeah, it's only actually 1.8%. That is not... Oh. It would help if it connected, wouldn't it? There we go. Okay. So that's not too bad yet. That's about the same as what it was before, to be honest. We'll make sure that that little bit of sunken is technically still sunken. And then smooth it out a little bit. All right. What is up with this? What is this road? Okay. That looks better. All right. Now we can kind of start with... let's make sure this is connected to start with. That should be connected. Everything go away, please. Thank you. Perfect. And actually, while we're here in the train station, let's go ahead and add our stop into this one on both directions. I think we got two here. Yep. Excellent. All right. Oh, I could have added the island platform in. What does it take? Yeah, you know what? We're going to do it. We don't need the bus terminal for now. We don't need the subway entrance. And actually, so what we're going to do is we are going to grab one, I guess, just flip-flop it. Whichever one. I don't know which one it is. Just to kind of give it a little bit of variation here. So, excellent. Why is there a cargo train coming through this station? I don't love that. Come on now, game. All right, let's see. I doubt anybody's going to get off here. Oh, that train didn't stop. What? Why didn't you stop? Excuse me? You blasted by the terminal here, buddy. All right, well, besides that. All right, let's see with this one. 22, not bad. We do technically have two lines coming here, but again, you could technically get on and go to either spot. So, all right, let's go ahead and the cool part here is that we can actually connect to this road too as well, which is actually kind of cool. both sides actually. So you could technically add, some more parking if you wanted to. We don't need to do that for now. I think that we're just going to make it kind of a way to get out. Yeah, that should be good for now. Just to give a few extra options, I guess, to get in and out of the train station. Let me go ahead and kind of design out a layout of our road layout, and then yeah, I'll see you back in a few seconds. Alrighty guys, I think this turned out pretty nice if you ask me. I think this is a very nice kind of layout of our streets. It's well connected, it's decent, and so I think it's going to turn out pretty nice. So with the road layout now complete, let's go ahead and get some city services built out for this area. So I'm thinking that near this downtown we could put our I think this would be a decent spot for maybe our fire station. We'll back it off the road just a block. That should be enough to cover, I would say, this entire area here. Maybe we'll end up having another small one at the top. And actually, yeah, let's just do that now. So let's go ahead and maybe do a kind of another small one up here, just somewhere up in this region. Maybe we'll go on that road there. And again, we want to select this operating district in here. Let's go ahead and do our police station next. This one, I think, will be, but yeah, we'll still end up keeping it kind of down here somewhere. And I think actually that's a perfect spot for this kind of just generic police station that I don't know if I have used before. I don't think I have actually. But yeah, let's go ahead and we'll just double it up and make sure that it's all working for Fiddlesticks. So that is the Fiddlesticks police station. Beautiful. All right, next up, we have police and fire. Next up is going to be... Actually, we do need to switch. We need to make sure that our garbage management, actually... Ooh, the processing speed kind of sucks there. Let's go ahead and just upgrade this guy. Get the extra processing speed. Maybe we'll throw an extra thing on the side just to make sure that that's doing enough. There is not really a very direct way to get to there, unfortunately. I think we might need... Yeah, that could be a problem. That's a long drive for those trucks. So we might need to throw in a new dump somewhere over here, potentially, if it can't keep up with that. So with the garbage management done, we do need somewhat of a hospital over here. I could do maybe something like this, which could be useful. I think this big, it's not really that big, to be honest. It's only 250 patients, which is not the most in the world. I think we're going to go with the European Medical Clinic. Yeah, it's pretty decent upkeep. It's not that much. And patient capacity is actually pretty good. So we're going to go ahead and put this, I think, in this block right here. I think is a pretty good spot for it. Lines up pretty nicely. It's kind of in the middle. And we're going to have to put in a little bit of parking here. I think would be a decent spot for that. We're just going to have to, yeah, we're going to have to keep it like that. It's just going to have to be how it is. That'll work for me. That'll work. All right, so now we got our medical care. We do need some death care as well. I don't think we're going to do another one of the large cemeteries, but we might even just do a crematorium. I could just do the Netherlands one. And yeah, I don't love it being right in the middle of the city necessarily. So I think the crematorium is going to be somewhere down on this side of the town. Just maybe this is more of the not so nice area. Let's go ahead and put it right there. I think that should be a pretty decent spot for that. Yeah, that's not bad. Let's go ahead and maybe see if we can flatten this a little bit nicer. Yeah, that'll work. That'll work. All right, let's go ahead and make sure that our operating districts is this guy, and I didn't do that for this either. Make sure that's selected. That one's good. All right, should be set. All right, I think it's just a matter of kind of filling it in and seeing how it goes. We need some schools first. We do need some schools. Let's go ahead and probably need 2 elementary schools, I would say. Maybe one on this side, one on the other side. You know what? Actually, that's not a bad spot. We'll put this elementary school right next to the hospital, and actually it's a similar design layout of it, so I'm okay with that. That looks pretty good. And then let's go ahead and maybe, ooh, that's so close to fitting right there. That's a bummer. Let's go ahead and put that one there. I think that'll work. Again, we want to select the operating districts for these 2, because apparently there's 500 students coming over here. That's not good. That must mean that there's a ton of, oh boy. How are we gonna check that? Yeah, we're short almost 2,000 eligibility for, oh geez. Yeah, we're gonna need, oh, you know what? I need to add these wings on. That would help a little bit. Adds a little bit more student capacity, but that's all right. I think in the meantime, we might just have to throw another elementary school over here, possibly. Yeah, we're gonna throw another elementary school right there, just to help with this district a little bit. Hopefully that doesn't ruin our transportation. Okay. All right. I think we are ready for a high school. Jeez, the base game high school is so big. Oh my gosh. We could, oh, you know what? That does fit there kind of nicely. Ooh, and here it does too. You know, we're going to put it right there. I think that's a decent spot for it. Although I don't think I like this building at all. Oh, of course, yeah, the trees come in. Yeah, I'm not sure I'm a big fan of that one, actually. So yeah, we're going to delete that and try again. You know what? We're going to put it right there. So we got kind of like a little complex going on right here. I'm not a big fan. I mean, I'm okay with that. That makes it look okay. Yeah, we'll split that out just a little bit, make this look a little bit nicer here with our surface tool. Excellent. That looks pretty good to me. Now we'll just make sure that our operating districts are set to the right one. I already did that. Yeah, good. All right. Let's just kind of hope that, yeah, that's not going to be enough, is it? 1,300 out of this place, I think should be enough, right? All right. I think we should go ahead and start zoning. Let's start with our downtown area. I think we're going to want to do a little bit of mixed zoning, which should fill in pretty quickly, if you ask me. Yeah, so this is going to be kind of our downtown area here. We have a good shop residential mix. It looks like that takes care of our medium density demand, that's okay. So yeah, we're just going to kind of have this up and down this road here. We'll fill in just maybe a little bit more with some of the other variations of it. Not sure what exactly will pop up here, but you know, no, we'll go off of that one. That one's fine. So yeah, that should start filling in fairly nicely there. I think we're going to end up doing, yeah, I don't think we're going to put anything on this side of the road here, but we could still put some medium density back here. Nothing too big, I would say. Probably just leave it 3 deep there. I would say that should be pretty good. And actually, while I'm looking at this, I think I actually do want to finish those out. Connect those up to that part of the road. I think should be pretty good. All right, those are coming in nicely. Now we're kind of all out of our, all right, after going through a bit of the low density housing, I'm going to end up going with all these UK low density detached housings. I think they actually look pretty good. So we're just going to go ahead and fill this whole area in here and see what happens. Look at it go. Oh my, it's flowing in. Now, some of them will point the wrong direction, which is okay. It does look like it's filling in the gap pretty well. There's not too many extra spaces there, which is what I like to see. Let's just go ahead and get all this filled on in. We'll go about there for now. We'll see what it looks like on these mountainsides here. Yeah, so we'll get everything in the back kind of set up to be that sort of demand. We will also fill in this area. And look at that. It's just constant demand for this. It's amazing. All right, let's go ahead and do maybe some more of our, let's go maybe our southwest here. We're not going to do anything there. That's a little too ridiculous. So this should be getting it should be good with our businesses too, honestly. And then I'm thinking that most of these region here will be a lot of our row housing, I think is what we're going to go with. Maybe some medium density as well. We could maybe throw kind of on this side. We could get some medium density going on here. Do a little variation of some stuff. Those might end up being a little too big. We'll see how that turns out. Ooh, one thing I am lacking is parking. As we found out last time we built the city, we're going to need some parking. So, I mean, I hate doing this, but I think we have to replace maybe these buildings here. Will that fit? Nah, it's not going to fit. Whatever. We're going to just demolish a few of these buildings here and we're just going to have to try again on those. Those should be good enough out of the way. Could even throw in a parking road here, potentially. That's a little big. And that's a little big. We could just do, we're going to do this. We're going to go like that and like that. Get a little parking going on in here. Could even do that, to be honest. Get some parking on the back side there, I think could be useful. Because we just need some more parking. So we can get some parking lanes going on in there. Also, we have the parking here, which could work. So we have that as an option as well. Let's slow it down a little bit, actually, while we're trying to do all this. I'm not a big fan of those. Yeah, this does not really fit the vibe. Rebuild those, see what those come back with. Yeah, so I think to get a good amount of parking in, I think what we're going to do is just do a bunch of one-ways and just kind of go, since we are going to do a bunch of row houses here. Let's see, if we take out 1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah, I think that should work. So let's just make a giant one-way road that goes through there. And then we're going to get out our row housing and just fill in this entire section with row housing. And hope that they fill in the right direction. Ooh, yeah, you know what I should have done? I don't know. It says upgrade, so I'm assuming there's no zoning on that. But we'll let this fill in and we'll see how we're looking. All right, of course it didn't want to play nice, so I got to delete all these. And I had to rezone it. So let's just speed that up. Hopefully that fills in nice in time that I can oh yeah, see, this is what I was worried about. Come on, really? So it's split. Yeah, that's not gonna work, is it? It's split half of them. Some of them are actually facing the that parking lot, so we'll just deal with it, I guess. There will be multiples. They will be backwards, I guess. Yeah, this is gonna be a pain in the butt. I shouldn't have done that. I shouldn't have done it. You know what? We're gonna delete the road. Did they all go back? Wait. No. Hold on. They all gotta refill in. Well, that sucks. Boy, oh boy, that did not work. Okay. Yeah, we're gonna have to redo this with it only having this in it first. And then I'll put the road in after the fact. Okay, now that we got that in place, I do actually want to check. Some of these I don't know if... Alright, retry. Yeah, I just wanted to see if... No, see, those aren't 5 deep. I want 5 deep. Those only do 3 deep, so that's not gonna work. Now, I believe the only ones that do... Oh, see, that doesn't work. They can only do 4 deep. So that's alright, actually, because what we're gonna end up doing probably is just making it bigger. Can we make it bigger? Yeah, I can make it this wide. Yeah, so that should work. So we'll just make it 4. So obviously the only ones that are 4 are the main ones, I think. Let's just verify. These are not 4. Oh. No, those ones are 4, actually. This is the northeast one. It's just going to be a pain in the butt to get them to be 4 every time. Yeah, that should work. Let's go ahead and get this in place. All right, now it's just a matter of going through and getting them all be 4. At least they want to spawn in at 4. That's good. All right, and actually, since this is a bi-directional one, that should be much better to work with. So, yeah. There we go. Now we got a lot of parking. So we shouldn't have a problem with the parking side of things. We do have this big parking garage here, which is good. That's kind of close enough to the train station. There's 122 people waiting at that train station. That's pretty good. So we should start to get a lot more usage going on there. All right, we're just going to have some hill variations here, which is not bad, but yeah, they're a little sloped. Although these ones, I should be able to raise a little bit. There we go. It looks a little better. Okay, let me go ahead and make sure that none of these are terribly off kilter, but yeah, I'm okay with that. That looks pretty good. All right, let's go ahead and finish off this side with just the rest of maybe just normal houses. I think should work pretty well. Can't have any houses built on Mr. Tom Fiddlesticks Mansion Road, so and we got to be careful of that. In the meantime, let's actually just make sure no one can see his beautiful driveway. A little better, a little better. Okay. So yeah, this is going to be Fiddlestick Lane. If I could spell right. There we go. And then, yeah, we're going to go ahead and... Oh, that stinks. I need this. I was going to name some of these roads. So obviously, this is going to be first. Second. Oh, we just need a little bit of a T here so that the naming actually works. Hate that about this game. 3rd Street. I guess I got to probably do ST at the end of this, don't I? 4th Street. 5th Street. 6th Street. This is going to be Terminal Road. And at 7th Street. 7th Street. We'll leave this. We'll probably won't call that Beach Street. Maybe we'll call it Fawn Avenue. And yeah, we'll leave these as like Mill Street, Foggy Street, Elk Street. I think that's fine. We'll go that direction. And then the only thing is that this is, yeah, I guess we could probably just, yeah, you know what we're going to do? We are going to rebuild this one just so that this kind of finished off there. And this is going to be Main Street. So that just kind of goes all the way on down. All right, let's go ahead and just finish off the rest of this area here. All right, we'll let that fill in a little bit. We do technically need maybe a little bit more commercial. So we might even throw a bit of maybe commercial down Main Street here. I think would make a decent amount of sense. All right, get rid of a few of those houses that don't make a whole lot of sense down here on Main Street. All right, this is looking great. This is looking excellent. Yeah, Mr. Fiddlesticks himself will be very happy with how well this has turned out. No pedestrian access. That's because there's a house in the middle of the city, middle of the road. All right, let's go ahead and make sure that that's actually brought up. I don't know what I did there. And then let's go and just grade these roads so that the trees disappear. So that's looking good. Yeah. Oh, this is looking great. We probably are gonna need. Yeah, that just updates the attractiveness. I don't really want that, but sure, why not? We'll throw it in there. We need an extension wing is what we really needed. And yeah, we're gonna have to probably. Can I put 2 in here? I can. You know, yeah, we're gonna have to do that. Delete these houses that are in the way. Now we have like a weird yes. Yeah, you know what? This whole thing probably should have just gone into this one. Yeah, it's a bit of a bummer. Now we got this weird, like, you gotta walk across the road. Oh well. Yeah, that's full too. So this is great. This is excellent. Let's see what the size of Fiddlesticks is at this point. We're at 3,000. That's pretty good. I think that we're still kind of... I think we still got people coming in, especially all these houses over here that are still building. But that should, yeah, that should increase pretty nicely. I think we have a pretty nice kind of main downtown here. Good extension. What in the world happened here? There we go. That was weird. All right. All right. That looks pretty good. Yeah, I'm pretty happy with this. We have a fair amount. We got our nice train station in on the area here. Maybe we get a bit of maybe some tree coverage over here on the train line. Separate out the road a little bit. I guess I actually want the oak, don't I? Yeah, I think we're going to get a lot of usage here pretty soon with the train line and everything. There is currently 260 people waiting here. So we definitely got some usage. A lot of usage on this line. I don't know exactly which one is using it, but I guess we can kind of figure it out. Ooh, this has got 116 on it. Ooh, wow, that's a lot of people I got off, actually. Oh, yeah, yeah, there's a lot of people getting on, heading out to the city, which is excellent. That's what we're looking for. So they're going to head out here, and then I don't know where they're going, but they're going to be heading around. But I think Mr. Fiddlesticks himself is probably very happy with how things have ironed out in this valley city we got going on here. As we end today's episode with an overlooking view of his mansion, beautifully atop his glorious city that he now owns and created. Let's make his view slightly better. Get rid of some of these trees on the edge. Now, as we sit on Mr. Fiddlesticks, he looks over his beautifully newly created Fiddlesticks town and just admires it. And is very happy with how it all turned out. And if you guys are too, be sure and smash that like button, smash that subscribe button for more beautiful content like this, where we're going to just keep on building. Then I hope you guys have a fantastic rest of your day, and we will see you in the next one.